Namaste, dear yogis. Welcome to my yoga channel. My name is Oli. Today we're gonna do a nice hip opening practice. But before we begin, I want to give you some precautions about this practice. It is very common situation that beginners in yoga are very ambitious about the poses which they want to achieve, and sometimes they go too far, too deep in, for example, lotus pose, and they even can get injured. They can get femoral neck fracture or other types of injuries in their joints and their ligaments. And I really want you to be aware of your body, to not go too deep where you feel some kind of intolerable pain. We just want to feel stretch, to feel we just want to feel stretch, to feel some kind of tension in our muscles, in our ligaments, but we don't want to feel pain. And this way, your practices will become more joyful, more pleasant for you, and you will be willing to get back to the practice again and again, instead of struggling in this practice and avoiding it. So, today we'll begin in a seated position with our legs straight. So, straighten both of your legs in front of you. You can place your hands behind your back. And we'll start with a warm-up for our hips. So bring your knee to your chest, then bring your knee down over to the right side of the mat, then bring your knee back and straighten your leg. Now let's do the same with the left one. Bend your knee, open your knee wide, bring it back and straighten. And let's repeat. On our right leg, 1, left leg, 2, right, 3, left, 4, right, 5, left, 6, right, 7, left, 8, and right, 9, and left, 10. Okay, that's enough. From here, let's go to our tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. In this downward dog, let's sway our hips from side to side. You can bend your knees if you feel too tight on your hamstrings. You can lift your heels above the mat. Alright, just one more time to the right and to the left. Good. From here, step your right foot between your hands and lower your hips, but don't go too deep. We want to keep our upper lunge, but supported upper lunge with our hands on the mat. Straighten your back knee as much as you can. And we'll do a few pulses here, bringing our hips up and down. And let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. From here, pivot yourself to the center and then bring yourself all the way to the back side of the mat onto your left leg. And we'll do the same pulses in upper lunge with our left leg in front. So straighten your back knee as much as you can and let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, from here, pivot yourself one more time to the center And from here you can support yourself with your hands on the mat in front of you. Turn your toes to the sides, about 30 degrees or 45 degrees to the side, and bend your right knee. And at the same time, your right knee should face at the same direction with your right toes. So bend your right knee, bring your hips back to the center, and then bend your left knee. One more time to the right and to the left. And one more time to the right, to the left, and one last time to the right and to the left. All right, from here bring your foot close to each other, lower your hips down the mat, and find your butterfly pose. You have to bend your knees and bring them wide. Open your knees wide and bring your the soles of your feet so that they are facing each other. You can grab your feet or you can grab your ankles or your shins. Do as you feel comfortable. And we'll start again here with little pulses with our knees, bringing them down to the mat. This doesn't have to be high and very low position for your knees, just pulses to warm up the area around our hips, your hip joints. All right, and we'll keep for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, bring your knees down to your mat with the power of your inner thighs. Just engage your muscles and bring your knees down. Hold it there. Try to straighten your spine as much as you can. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right. From here, sit a little bit to the back and bring your feet a little bit to the front so that you will have this nice shape with your legs. From here, straighten your spine, straighten your back. With your legs. From here, straighten your spine, and with a nice straight spine, you want to find your forward fold. Your forward fold can look deep, or it can look like you're staying straight in the seated position, and it's completely fine if you still feel the stretch in your inner thighs. So breathe deeply here, keep your spine straight, and lower yourself as low as you can here. All right, take a deep inhale, and with an exhale, round your spine and bring yourself as low as you can. One more time. Relax the back of your neck. Completely relax your back muscles. And keep breathing. Try to not catch your breath. You can let yourself with each exhale go a little bit deeper into this pose. All right, hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With a round spine, bring yourself back to the center. Good. Bring your knees close to each other. Bring your hands behind your back and place your feet to 2 hips distance apart. Tuck your toes and from here lower your knees to the right side, then bring them back and lower them to the left side. One more time, up to the right and up to the left. And one more time, up to the right and up to the left. All right, from here, find your tabletop position and step with your right foot forward between your hands. At the same time, bring your left knee as far to the back side of the mat as you can. Your front knee is underneath your front heel. Your front heel is underneath your knee. And you can keep your hands on the mat or you can bring them onto your right thigh. And from here, start to melt down with your hips. Hold this lower lunge. Breathe. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands to the center of the mat and step with your right foot to the right side of the mat. Tuck your right toes and lower your right foot, the outer edge of your right foot, onto the mat. At the same time, lower your right knee over to the right side. Find your lizard pose. From here, again, melt down with your hips. You want to open your chest, don't collapse with your chest. Breathe and hold this pose. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your right foot back onto the mat and heel toe it to the left side of the mat, bringing your hips down, finding your pigeon pose. In our pigeon pose, we always pay attention to the sensations in our outer hip, and if you feel that it's too tight, you can bring your right heel as close to your pelvic bone as you can. All right, find your position, square your hips are facing forward, and just get used to this pose here. Take a deep inhale, straighten your spine, bring the top of your head up, and then with an exhale, lower yourself down onto your forearms. And again, don't catch your breath. Try to breathe as slow and as deep as you can. You can bring your attention into the place and space where you feel most tensed at the moment. And try to breathe out through this place. All it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift yourself up, bring your hands in front of you on one straight line. Tuck your left toes and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Round. Bend your right knee, then bend your left knee, then again bend your right knee and left knee. Alright, find your steady downward facing dog. Bring your hips up and back. And from here, step forward with your left foot. Lower your right knee onto the mat and find your lower lunge. Here, our front knee is above our heel. And you can keep your hands on the mat or you can bring them onto your thigh. Relax through your hips and melt them down. Let your hips to melt down as low as they can. Breathe deeply. Don't catch your breath. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands into the center of the mat in front of you and heel toe your left foot onto the left side of the mat. Tuck your left foot and lower the outer edge of your left foot on the mat, opening your left knee, bringing it as far to the left side of the mat as you can. Breathe deeply, open your chest, and again, bring your hips as low as you can. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left foot back onto the mat, heel toe it onto the right side of the mat and lower yourself into the pigeon pose. Square your hips are facing forward. Bring your front heel or further in front of you if you need it, or closer to your pelvic bone. And try to get used to this pose in the beginning. Take a deep inhale, straighten your spine, reach up with the top of your head, and with an exhale, lower yourself down onto your forearms. Breathe deeply. Keep your breath slow and smooth. And just a small reminder, we don't have to feel pain, we just want to feel stretch, maybe some stress, but tolerable and pretty much comfortable. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, lift yourself up. Bring your weight onto your left thigh and bring your right leg in front of you. From here, find that there is enough space behind you to lay down and lower yourself all the way down. Bring both of your knees to your chest, give yourself a big hug, squeeze your knees. All right. Lower your left leg down the mat, And bring your right knee as close to your chest as you can. Very close. Bring it closer and closer to your belly and chest. All right, and now we will start to draw circles with our right knee. Try to draw as large circle as you can. 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, now bring your right knee a little bit to the side, facing into your right armpit. And again, bring it as close as you can. At the same time, try to keep your left shoulder and your left glute onto the mat. On the mat. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Straighten your right leg and bring it back onto the mat. Bring your left knee close to your chest and hug and squeeze it as close to your chest as you can. First we hold it this way, and then we start to draw circles. Starting with the left side, draw as big circle with your left knee as you can. 3, 4, and 5. All right. After that, you bring your left knee into your left armpit and hold it as close and tight as you can. Remember that your right shoulder and your right glute are on the mat. All right. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now you can straighten both of your legs and bring them down the mat. One last position which we will take. Bend your knees, open your knees wide, and bring your soles of your feet. The soles of your feet are facing each other. Tuck in your tailbone. Keep your knees open. And you can bring your hands onto your inner thighs to add some pressure. Hold it here. Breathe. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring your knees together, bring them to your chest, hug and squeeze, and then straighten both of your legs down the mat. Just a few moments will take to let's take a moment to settle into the body after the practice, to feel the sensations in our hips, in our joints. Feel the openness of your hips. All right, and when you feel ready, bring yourself onto your feel ready, roll over your left side and bring yourself up into seated position. Find a nice comfortable seated position one last time. Take a deep inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, palms to your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for the practice. Thank your body, thank your mind. Feel this gratitude in each cell of your body. And thank you for practicing today with me. Hope to see you in the next videos. Namaste.